Hi, my name is Juan Senga. I'm an energy systems researcher at MIT, and welcome to my explainer series where I give short summaries on the research that I do. This is designed for folks who are curious about energy systems and policy and who want to get some context before diving into the details of these papers. Today, I'll be talking about my recent work out in Nature Energy, written with my wonderful co authors Auden Botterud, John Parsons, Drew Story, and Chris Knittel, titled Implications of Policy Driven Transmission Expansion for Costs, Emissions, and Reliability in the USA. If you want more information about this work, you can visit the DOI link below. The current grid needs an upgrade, especially because of an increase in large load due to data centers, electrification, the lowering cost of renewable energy, and simply just to improve reliability. However, build outs can be extremely slow, and most of the current plans build transmission intra-regionally, within a region, versus interregionally or between regions. Not just because there's an engineering challenge of building hundreds of miles worth of wires and infrastructure, but because of jurisdictional issues. Transmission crosses multiple state and local boundaries. Remember, these are large infrastructure projects that can really leave a footprint and disruption to a community. And there are also a lot of incumbent generators who simply might not want to have more transmission in their area. Nonetheless, if we really want to be serious about improving our grid, making it ready for the energy transition, or simply to make it more resilient and reliable, we have to have a conversation around building out interregional transmission. Congress has actually taken note of this, and a variety of legislation have been proposed. Of these, we'll look at two in particular: mandating minimum transmission build-outs to connect neighboring regions, and giving FERC more authority to coordinate these build-outs. But what the impact of these are on cost, emissions, and reliability hasn't been understood yet. Our paper does just that. We use a capacity expansion modeling framework. Essentially, that's a large mathematical model that simulates what a 2035 grid will look like given assumptions around demand, cost, available generator technology, and most importantly, for our analysis, transmission policy. We evaluate two proposals and compare them to a status quo of not building transmission. One where we uniformly distribute transmission across the US, that's called min transfer requirements, and another where we let the model dictate where it should place the same amount of transmission to get the least cost possible. We call that coordinated builds. Aggregated US interregional transmission looks like this. And if we assume that min transfer requirement is implemented, our model shows that these are where those additional lines will be placed. Similarly, coordinated builds place new transmission in these areas. In both these proposals, we found reductions in cost and emissions, but the coordinated builds lead to larger savings in both areas than in min transfers. However, the min transfers increase reliability more effectively since an evenly distributed grid allows for more power to be exchanged between regions. That's a quick summary of our paper. I hope you learned something, and if you did, please share this with folks who you feel might be interested too. More details again can be found in our Nature Energy paper below. See you next time. Thank you.